Now, most of you have seen a janitor who's been entering gym, going up to people twice his size and lifting the weight that they're carrying with ease, making them look like a bunch of fools. The guy is called Anatoly, and he's actually a powerlifter. Regardless of how small his size is relative to the bigger bodybuilders, his strength is immense, and he easily surpasses those bodybuilders in terms of strength and physical capability. This guy is a great example of being skinny yet strong. Now, the guy is not really skinny, he's more lean and has great muscle mass, but he's smaller than the bigger, more, gym bros that you see around the gym. Now, most people believe that the more muscles you have, the stronger you are. And this is a big misconception. Big muscles does not mean that you are stronger. Muscle size and strength can be independent variables, which means someone can be skinny yet strong, whereas someone can be big yet weak. So in this video, we'll be going over why this is the case and kind of understand the science behind muscle and strength. And towards the end of the video, I will teach you how to build more powerful and stronger muscles, yet be lean, and I wouldn't say skinny, just lean and muscular. Think of Bruce Lee, for instance. Lean, more agile, and have superhuman strength. So I will teach you all about this in the end of the video. Stick around. So first, we have to understand the muscle fibers. There are two types of muscle fibers. Type 1, which is the slow twitch muscle fibers, and type 2, which is the fast twitch muscle fibers. Now, the type 1 muscle fibers are usually smaller, but they're great for endurance. Okay, so if you look at marathon athletes or runners, they are usually skinny, like very skinny. They barely have muscles, but they do have muscles which are great for endurance. Now, on the other hand, we have the type 2 muscle fibers. These muscle fibers are actually larger and better for strength, explosiveness, and power. So unlike the marathon runners, we have the sprinters. These guys focus on their fast twitch muscle fibers because they need power and explosiveness in order to sprint faster. So this gives you perspective on slow twitch and fast twitch muscle fibers. If you focus on your fast twitch muscle fibers, you can gain more power and strength and also build more muscles. But it's also important to work the slow twitch muscle fibers to have some sort of endurance in your muscles. Now, I would kind of argue that each muscle fiber depends on genetics. I would rather say that depending on how you train it, whether you would maximize your type 1 muscle fibers or type 2 muscle fibers. However, if you go for sprints, you will automatically maximize and optimize your fast twitch muscle fibers. Now, a very important concept to understand when it comes to building strength is our neural adaptation. Having strength means you've built great neuromuscular adaptation. When we talk about neural adaptation, we're talking about how the mind communicates with the muscles. In other words, the nervous system. It's how efficient your nervous system is. So the more efficient your nervous system is, the stronger you are. Strengthening the nervous system means you're strengthening the signals sent from your brain to the muscles to activate them in a certain movement. So the more you do that movement, the more efficient your brain becomes at sending signals to these muscles activated during that movement. And when you do it over time, it strengthens the neural adaptation, which then leads to strength. This is why focusing and working with your nervous system is very important. If you work well with your nervous system, your strength, muscle gains, and overall performance will skyrocket. And the better you work with your nervous system, the faster you will make progress. Because the problem is, if you're not following a good program and applying proper systems in your training, you will actually fatigue your nervous system, and this will delay your progress. In fact, it will hinder and maybe stop you from making progress for a long period of time. This is why some people make very and extremely slow progress. Now, if you're interested in unlocking significant amount of strength, learning calisthenics, building muscles, and all of the above, you can check out the Bodyweight Beast Academy, where there are members there unlocking skills every single day. Some learn their first handstand within 8 days, some learn the handstand push-ups within 3 weeks, and some even unlock the planche within 30 days. This academy will give you the most powerful system to actually build superhuman strength and guarantee that you succeed. If you're interested, the link's down below. Otherwise, let's get back to the video. Now, you might still be confused with how do we build muscles and how do we increase strength, and how are they both independent? Well, when you're looking towards growing muscles, we approach something called hypertrophy training. Hypertrophy training is usually performing repetitions within that range between 8 to 12 repetitions. We perform these high repetitions to put enough stress on the muscles to create micro muscle tears, which in return helps us grow these muscles. Now with strength training, we tend to do repetitions between 1 to maximum 5 repetitions. These are done with control and efficiency. And unlike hypertrophy training, you do not want to push yourself to failure, because with hypertrophy training, you push yourself to failure where you almost cannot do the repetition anymore. But strength training is quite the opposite. You do not want to overly fatigue yourself because again, we're looking to build efficient neural adaptation and improve our nervous system. So pushing ourselves to failure with strength training will actually hinder your progress and fatigue your nervous system. And also, if you do notice one thing, with hypertrophy training, we're doing higher repetitions, which means we're slowly leaning more towards our slow twitch muscle fibers, the type 1 basically, which are the endurance muscles, if you want to think about it that way. But with strength training, we're going more towards power and explosiveness in that movement, or I would also think of it as efficiency. And this is why we activate the type 2, which is the fast twitch muscle fibers, when we're doing strength training. I hope this kind of simplified the difference between strength training and muscle growth. So how can you be a leaner and stronger athlete? Now, one thing we have to keep in mind is that we want to maximize our strength gains and unlock incredible levels of strength in terms of calisthenics, or if you're doing gym, then so be it. My channel here is more about calisthenics, so we're talking about learning incredible skills like the handstand push-ups, the planche, and muscle ups, for instance. So to become a leaner and stronger athlete, you want to do 3 things. First one, you're going to focus on one skill or exercise for each split. So we have our push strength, pull strength, and leg strength. For each split, you're going to focus on one main exercise. For instance, the push, we're going to focus on, let's say, the dips, and the pull, we'll focus on the pull-ups. For legs, the squats. Now for each exercise, the goal is to progressively overload it over time. And since we're working on strength, what we're going to do is, for each of these exercises, we're going to go within the rep range of 1 to 5, or I would suggest 2 to 5. Doing the 1 rep max can actually fatigue your nervous system. We want to avoid that. So doing 2 to 5 repetitions is very optimal. And since these 3 exercises are the foundation for your calisthenics or bodyweight strength, optimizing your lifts within these exercises would be the best way to go. So 2 to 5 repetitions for each of these exercises. And in terms of sets, you want to go between 3 to 5. And sometimes even 6, depends. The second thing you want to do to become a leaner and stronger athlete is to take longer rest times and even longer rest days. The more time you give your nervous system to recover, the faster you will progress. The thing about strength training, it's very intense. You're almost doing your 1 rep max. And the thing is, when you're performing these movements, you're using a lot of your joints, your tendons, your ligaments. They usually take longer to recover than your muscles. So it will be wiser to take longer rest days. And the same with rest times. Between each set, we are looking to rest between 3 to 4 minutes. Unlike the hypertrophy training, we rest only 1 to maximum 2 minutes. Now the final thing you want to do to optimize being a strong and leaner athlete is to actually include 1 set of hypertrophy for each basic exercise. So again, going back to the dips, pull-ups and squats, we would want to perform at least 1 set where we go between the range of 8 to 12 repetitions. Whether that has to do with reducing the weight or trying a different progression, that's completely up to you. But any variation of that exercise, which allows you to go between 8 to 15 repetitions maximum. So if you think about your training, it would be 3 to 4 sets of strength training and then 1 set of hypertrophy. Now, if you want to go deeper into building superhuman strength and learning the most advanced bodyweight movements and insane calisthenic skills, then I'm going to give you some untold secrets or methods to actually double your strength and muscle in a short period of time. These are methods which I'm pretty sure you never heard of, and pro athletes always hide these things from people. So after experience and training clients, I have discovered them and I'm going to give it to you. And don't worry, it's completely free. The link is down below. Otherwise, if you guys enjoyed this video, do leave a like and subscribe for upcoming videos. See you guys next time. Peace.